Thank you.
So we do have two more candidates who are here with us. I do want to give them a little bit of time to introduce themselves to our viewers. And first we have a moderator, Joanne Berry. She's running for 1 year. She's going to be a moderator again. So thank you for being here.
I'll just make a comment to that our past moderator, Don McKenzie, would always say, please vote, may there be more votes than blanks. Which, so far, that has not been a problem. Thank you for inviting me to this forum and to meet with you tonight and to be on TV. I will spend the time mainly talking about town meeting. I don't want to take anything for granted, but I don't see that I need to campaign super hard for this position. I am my name is Joanne Berry. I am the town moderator. I have served since 2019, and I will say that I grew up in Maine in a town with town meeting, and I got to go to my first town meeting when I was 18 with my parents, and all the ladies were like, "What are you doing here?" But I was so excited to be able to go, and the room that we had it in was about the size of this room right here. I didn't think the moderator was very good. He was elected off the floor, which is the custom. I think it still is. But then when I moved to Acton and I could go to town meeting in 1993, that's when we moved here, and I've been to all of them since, and to be able to participate in your community in that way and to have a say on what's important in our community. How do we spend our money? How do we use our land? Are we going to buy land? What are the important things in our community? I was very happy to be able to do that. And then I will say I will have to give huge credit to the League of Women Voters for helping me learn to be a moderator. I did a training shortly after that, sometime in the mid-90s, with some very experienced league moderators, and I've moderated many candidate forums and other events like that at all levels, which is different than town meeting, but it did help me build experience and confidence to take on the role. And then when Peter Ashton decided to step away, then I was ready. I do just want to bring people up to date a little bit on how town meeting is going to go this year, because I think that's the most helpful. Just to remind folks that we have tried to make town meeting as accessible as possible. Massachusetts general law does require people to be there to vote, with rare exception, and if you feel you have a reason why you cannot attend, you cannot leave your home, you should contact Town Hall, and you'll be directed to speak with somebody to discover what the best option for you is. But in the meanwhile, we have many options that do help make the meeting more accessible and easier to understand. First of all, the draft warrant is on the town website already, or within the select board agenda packet for April 6th. So it's still in draft form. And also a link on the Acton Exchange. Excellent, excellent. So you can see what some of the things that, it's not final yet, but a lot of it is there. It will be mailed to everyone's address and will be available online. And I think there's probably going to be QR codes around different places, so you can just get it that way. If you need a ride, you may call Crosstown Connect at least the day before. So by the Friday, I guess that's May 1st, because town meeting is May 4th. So call by that Friday. You can get a ride to and a ride home through Crosstown Connect. If you have mobility issues or concerns, you can park on the Hayward Road side of the high school instead of the big giant parking lot in what is now the front. Approach at Hayward Road along the horseshoe area there, park there. A much shorter walk, go right to the auditorium entrance, and somebody from the clerk's team will be there to check you in. So you don't have to take that whole long walk through the school to get to the auditorium, where there is also preferred seating just inside the door. We do have handheld mic if you cannot stand in the line. Just signal and I can usually see that. There's talk-to-text translation, which sometimes does provide a little chuckle, but I think it's helpful for people with and without hearing impairments. The clickers are an accessibility feature because there are people who can't speak loudly, can't stand, can't raise their hand, and there's debate over whether when you attend town meetings, should your vote be open or not? Should people know how you're voting? Well, I think many people feel more comfortable having a secret vote. This year we're planning on having a wiggle room so that folks can bring their younger children to the gym. It'll be in the gym, as well as if we do need overflow, and that's usually, we don't know that till it happens. But people can bring their own kids. They can have space to wiggle, do homework, play, sleep, whatever, and then the parents can participate in the meeting from there, just the same as ever, and then when you're ready to go home, or somebody needs to go home, you can just go ahead. And there will be, the first night, May 4th, there will be a child-friendly movie night in the high school. So, but you do have to call up and reserve for that. And that's mostly what I can think of for how we've helped improve accessibility. And the plan is to have the meeting go for 2 nights. I'm just going to pull up the table of contents so that I will not misinform you. The plan would be to go through Article 9. So those are the main budget items. The town operating budget, the capital budgets, the town HVAC and emergency power replacement, authorized borrowing for renovating the public works facility, AB assessment, and Minuteman assessment. If it feels like we have some time to push on a little bit, there's 2 shorter articles. We'll skip over the CPA and land purchase on Taylor Road, but take up Articles 10 and 11, which are establish an opioid settlement stabilization fund and appropriate a stabilization and trust funds, those should be fairly quick. And then we would begin Tuesday with CPA. We'll begin Tuesday with CPA either way. But if we feel like we can push a little bit more, we'll take up those other 2 articles, and then that will leave the zoning and those CPA and land purchase for Tuesday. Hopefully that will allow people to plan and decide how, if you can't come for all the time, what will work for you. I do want to encourage people, if you have not attended, please do come, give it a try. Democracy works best when we use it, and this is the most direct form of democracy that we have. So thank you once again for this forum tonight. I've learned a lot, and hope to see many of you there at town meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Thank you very much.
There's no questions to be had.
So, our last candidate for tonight is Acton Memorial Library Trustee for 2-year seat, Anne Marie Mata. Sorry, I'm butchering all the names. I hope I said it right.
You said it great.
Thank you.
Hello, and thank you for having this forum. You've all heard a lot tonight, and I'm sure you're just saturated with information. I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Anne Marie Testamata, and I'm running for the library trustee 2-year position. I've lived in Acton since 1999, and actually, when I bought my house on Nagog Hill Road, I was very inspired that it was walking distance to Acton Center and at that time, the newly renovated Acton Memorial Library. Libraries, have been a thread in my life from early trips of being thrown in the station wagon with my siblings to go to the library and see who could check out the most books, to my first job as a library page. And then all throughout my studies of chemical engineering and 4 years of medical school and residency and studying for this board and that board, I've probably lived in libraries most of my life. But I then did go on to a career in emergency medicine. Meanwhile, I was raising my children a walk away from the library, and now here in the next chapter of my life, I'm reconnecting with libraries. I think they're important threads in all of our libraries. It's a place where I feel at home and a place where I think everyone should feel at home, and they should be able to explore whatever they need to explore for their interests and their questions in lives. So libraries really are our freedom of speech, our right to vote, our freedom of religion, and it's a freedom that I think that needs to be cherished and guarded and nourished. Our Acton libraries actually have gone through a recent mission and strategy session, as well as an Acton redesign session. So I'm a redesign plan, so I'm catching up on all of these, and that will be enacted on in the future, and will likely involve a fair amount of fundraising for some of those projects. But our libraries face the same challenges as any institution. Policy pressures, budget restraints, funding cuts, and like our other institutions and our democracy, libraries need to be supported, nourished, and defended. I was inspired to get off of my seat and submit these papers to run for this position by a recent PBS documentary called The Librarians. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It heightened my appreciation of libraries and librarians and the impact of book bans and the pressures that libraries are under across the country. And it inspired me to pursue this role as trustee and as a guardian of freedom, as these librarians are and our libraries are, and support the mission of the Acton Libraries. So I appreciate your vote. I look forward to town meeting. I've learned so much just sitting through these sessions. It's been wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we are missing a couple of other candidates. We will wrap up tonight. Thank you all for being here. Many thanks to all the candidates for stepping up to run and for your time tonight. We really appreciate you all being here. And it was great getting to know all of you personally as well as professionally, and the reason why you're running and your thoughts for Acton. So thank you, and thanks Sam for holding the camera. This has been great. So thank you. Oh, thank you, Mark Ducci from Acton TV. We couldn't have done this without him. So thank you.